Just like 5 seconds. So.
Yo, Frank, turn your volume up.
It's time for sports.
Good morning, Lowell Thomas. Welcome to LCC Sports. I'm Mike Collins, joined by my good friend Pat Eaker. We have a jam-packed show for you today.
Thank you, Mike. We're going to start off by looking at the NCAA tournament action from the past week. Most people saw their brackets take a major hit early on Thursday when 3 seeds Iowa State and Baylor went down. ACC powerhouses Louisville and North Carolina were able to narrowly avoid first-round upsets, both squeaking by with 2-point victories. Saturday's round of 32 action saw the first number 1 seed fall as Villanova lost to NC State after their opening round upsets. UAB and Georgia State were unable to continue their Cinderella run. On Sunday, we saw the 2 seed Virginia Cavaliers fall to Tom Izzo's Michigan State Spartans. Number 2 seed Kansas also went down, falling victim to in-state foe Wichita State. Top seeds Kentucky and Duke have looked dominant through the first 2 rounds, coming away with double-digit victories in both games. What caught your eye over the first 2 rounds?
My favorite moment so far has to be Georgia State's upset of Baylor. They were down 12 points with a little over 2 minutes to go when they started a furious comeback. They stormed back to within 2 with only 14 seconds left. Then they put the ball in their best player, R.J. Hunter's hands.
He misses. Shipes the rebound. Got to push this to the basket. Take it to the basket, guys. 9 seconds. No timeouts left. What are they doing? R.J. Hunter for 3. Good!
You have to love R.J.'s father, Ron Hunter, the coach of Georgia State, falling off his stool, watching his son hit the game winner. You know, it's these type of moments that make the tournament so great, Pat. So, through the first 2 rounds, undefeated Kentucky has continued their dominant play. Do you see anyone knocking them off?
It's tough to see them losing, but if I had to pick a couple teams that I think have a chance to knock them off, I would have to lean towards the 2 number 1 seeds left. Duke has looked unstoppable. Freshman sensation Jahlil Okafor putting up great numbers. Bo Ryan expected Wisconsin Badgers could also threaten Kentucky. They brought back the same starting 5 that lost to Kentucky on Aaron Harrison's buzzer beater a year ago.
Now we turn to some NFL news from the past week. The big story being young players calling it a career over long-term health concerns. Quarterback Jake Locker at age 26 and defensive end Jason Worlds at age 27 both retired last week, turning down millions of dollars. Perhaps the most shocking news came out of San Francisco, where it seems everyone is jumping ship. Linebacker Chris Borland had a breakout rookie campaign with 108 tackles and was expected to fill the void for retiring All-Pro Patrick Willis. Instead, at age 24, he decided to call quits, citing long-term effects of head injuries as a major factor. He spoke to CBS about this decision.
You know, people talk about knowing the risk going in, and I think guys understand, of course, it's not good for you, but I don't think even the top neurologists truly understand the risks and the connections. So that's what I found in my research, and it's just too much unknown for me, and there's been too many tragedies for me to be comfortable playing.
So, Pat, do you see this trend continuing where young NFL players give up the chance at stardom and millions of dollars?
You know, I think it's definitely a trend that's going to continue. You know, they're thinking about the safety of themselves. You know, the long-term health effects is really important for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, we're used to seeing this trend in college, and guys are, Patrick Larimore, to be specific, from UCLA in 2013. He was the first kind of middle linebacker, kind of big impact position to call it quits early, citing concussions. So it's interesting to see the pros decide to do it. They're offered, fame almost and millions of dollars, obviously. I guess this shows just how grave the situation is regarding head injuries and concussions.
You know, one thing you definitely see is Junior Seau. He committed suicide, a few years back and donated his brain to science to try to fix that.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get to the bottom of this.
Moving on in other news in the NFL, the first ever veteran combine was held this past weekend. This allowed for former players to showcase their skills to the NFL. The most notable name in attendance would probably have to be Michael Sam. He made waves last year for becoming the first openly gay player to enter the NFL draft. He wasn't able to make an NFL roster and bounced around multiple practice squads. Early indications are that he didn't improve from last year's scouting combine. His 40-yard dash time was a tick slower as he went from 4.9 last year to a 5 flat. Although he has added a good deal of muscle, he hasn't been able to perform well, and his athleticism again is called into question. We'll have to wait and see if he finds a home in the NFL this year. Do you think the veteran combine will help or hurt players' chances of landing an NFL job?
You know, this veteran combine, this thing's got to be a joke, right, Pat? I think it would almost serve better to be a reality show. They got guys like Michael Sam, Tim Tebow. Those guys aren't NFL players, you know. It's almost sad. You got running backs running 5.5 40s. Come on, Pat. This is a joke, no?
It's got to be a joke. I mean, they're still trying to live the dream, and that's what it is. It's a dream. It's not going to be reality for any of these guys. You know, they got to know when it's time to hang up the cleats and call it quits.
I know it's weird to see this parallel guys like Chris Borland who are making conscious decisions to kind of protect their bodies and preserve, almost their integrity. And you're right. It's guys like Tebow. They got to hang it up. They don't have a chance in TV or radio. I mean,
yeah. Well, Tebow was on TV for what, a couple months maybe.
Yeah. The last big piece of news out of the NFL was Dallas Cowboys signing troubled defensive end Greg Hardy. Hardy's talent has never been called into question as he's had 26 sacks in his last 32 games. His character, on the other hand, is a different story. He was forced to sit out all of but one game last season after he was accused of assault by his ex-girlfriend. The case was eventually dropped after the accuser refused to testify. He could face further discipline from the NFL. The Cowboys got themselves an all-pro rusher, but it remains to be seen if he can keep his act together.
I was running through the 6 with my woes. You know how that shit goes.
I'm here with Bella Hetty, and after the break, I'm going to tell you how she got the title Runner Girl.
I was looking at
When
we're
Everything else is really good. Feel free if you're ad-libbing.
yeah, okay, that's what I didn't know. Okay. Yeah, I fucked that up.
less you knows. We are. Does it sound bad?
No, not at all. You sound really good.
It was like the way you said definitely last time.
Yeah, you guys are fine.
You guys are good.
They just didn't we didn't know any idea at the time.
Yeah, it's all good.
Your ad lib.
No, it's all good.
It seemed like were they rushing the thing? Yeah.
Yeah, they like all of a sudden sped up and I lost it.
So B block's pretty easy for
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah, what should I say? Okay, welcome back. Now it's on to some Mariners sports. After falling to Quinnipiac, the MAC Conference Finals.
So for B block, Mike starts it, then they're doing a package, then you guys are talking about
Runner girl, and then that's it, yeah.
Yeah, cam 2, and then after, hopefully they give us a time to wrap it up. Pat, you're looking at camera 3, and that's it.
Cool.
Short
Wait,
block.
so we're at camera 2 for this.
All right, cool.
Yep.
He's at camera 1.
Yep, then Mike's going to camera 1. Then it's the package, so hopefully we'll roll on that. And then you guys are both talking, and you guys can look at each other too.
When we're
So
ad-libbing,
camera
yeah.
2 and you're ad-libbing.
And then I'm camera 1 for the tees.
Camera 3.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Yep,
Same
there
thing.
you go. Yep, there you go. That's fine.
All right.
Was it the 1, 2, 3 that you like?
Camera 1, right? Camera 1, right? All right. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your break. We're now going to head to reporter Paul Paribello with his story on Marist Runner Girl.
I'm here at the Hancock Center to sit down with Bella Heck. You may know her as a runner girl, but you won't believe that she runs 22 miles a day around the Marist campus.
It's funny, most runners would be like, you're insane, don't you get tired, don't you hurt? And for me, I can just keep going. It's just, it's easy. It's just, it feels like you're flying.
Yeah, you feel natural. Do you get that, like, I know people say it's like a high off running. We're playing sports, you get that?
Absolutely. My roommates will pick out my bad days and my good days. They're like, you're having a bad day, you need to go for a run. Because I can just tell how happy you are when you come back for a run. Just, you're flying.
Oh, that's awesome. So, I know you told me you ran the Lake Placid Marathon. How was that? How was the training? What was the feeling after you finished your first marathon?
The training was a little difficult. At the time, I was a freshman in college. I was also a pre-med major at the time. So the training was on and off, but as the race drew near, like I started making a lot more mileage. I remember doing like a 60-mile run over the course of a weekend beforehand, and then afterward, actually, I should back up. When you're coming to the finish at the Lake Placid Marathon, it's kind of cool. You're running around the Olympic ring. I'm currently registered for the Hudson Marathon in October, and I'm debating whether or not to run the San Francisco Marathon in July on top of that. But I plan on running many more marathons. My goal is to reach 200 marathons. And there's many more half marathons in my future too.
All right, well, if you ever need a training partner, I always like to give it a try. So, see how that goes.
Absolutely.
I don't know if running marathons is in the future for me, but for Bello, the sky's the limit. This is Paul Paribello for LTCC Sports.
This runner girl, Pat, man, can't say enough about her. I need more runner girl. She's an inspiration to all in this Marist community, and I don't know, the word that comes to mind with runner girl and Belle is grit, G-R-I-T, and she has a lot of it. 12.2 miles a day, you couldn't pay me to do that. That's absurd.
She's definitely relentless. She's out there, rain, shine, snow. We see her pretty much every day. When you're walking to class.
She, this seems more than running to her though. Paul kind of delved into it a little bit. This is a spiritual thing with this girl. I think this is her kind of outlet and kind of the way that she can express herself. And it's nice to see the Marist community kind of supporting her and getting behind her.
Definitely. Welcome back. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at Marist Athletics as spring seasons have begun. One of our reporters has a special report for us.
Hi, I'm Matuszak, and when we come back, I'll be recapping the first half of the season for the Marist men's lacrosse team. We'll be back.
Welcome back in Bolt.
Did it sound good
Yeah,
though?
I started laughing because I heard someone in there laugh. How did I say welcome back?
Grit, G-R-I-T.
Is this going to be on YouTube? Oh, should we slow it down a little? All right.
Okay, C block, starting off with Pat on cam 2, then looking at...
When do I start looking at camera 3?
I think you just welcome back now onto some Air Sports, and then you turn.
Okay.
1 minute. Will you help us? They know
Yo, are you guys going to tell me when the Blaze thing is almost over? Okay.
Yeah, because Caitlin was ready to go right there. And then she moved it again. Yeah.
Runner girl.
Yeah, that was good. You did good on that.
I need more runner girl. Yeah, I can't hear her.
It's
I don't think Natalie has
what?
She's pretty good at it.
What?
Mike's good at this.
That's why. Yeah, now I can.
I don't mind being on the camera.
That's fine. I like to get the time.
What?
10 seconds, guys. Wait, one? Who's talking at one?
Welcome back. Now on to some Marist sports. After falling to Quinnipiac in the MAC Conference Finals, the women's basketball team failed to make make the NCAA tournament for the first time in over a decade. However, they did get to play in the Women's National Invitation Tournament, or the WNIT. Last Thursday night, the Lady Red Foxes hosted Temple Owls of the American Athletic Conference at McCann Arena. Senior center Tori Jerose led Marist with 15 points and 10 rebounds, while sophomore guard Brittany Lay had a game-high 3 steals and 7 assists, all in the losing effort as Temple defeated Marist 67-54. The Owls started the game on a 14-3 run over the first 6 minutes before Marist responded with a 15-2 run, pull ahead 18-16, 10 minutes into the game. It was all downhill from there for the Red Foxes as Temple outscored them 51-36 the rest of the way to secure the victory. Temple guard Erica Cavill paved the way for Temple with 19 points on 8 of 12 shooting and 6 rebounds in the victory. Now here's junior Madeline Blaze on what to expect for next year.
I'm really excited for next year, more than I've ever been. I'm really looking forward to just getting in the lab and working with these girls. And you know, my biggest goal for next year is, just as a leader, is to help with, you know, the younger girls and trying to teach them certain things with emotion and things like that, because I think that was our biggest struggle this year.
With the first round exit, the Red Foxes season came to an end with the team finishing 21-12 and 15-5 in conference play.
On Sunday, the Marist baseball team did something they had not done in 8 years. The Red Foxes did not allow a run in 18 innings against Sacred Heart. It was the first time since '07 that the Marist pitchers tossed shutouts in both ends of a doubleheader. Senior right-hander Evan Davis pitched Game 1 and went the distance, striking out 9 while allowing 7 hits and 1 walk. He threw 84 of his 117 pitches for strikes and improved his record to 2-2. Chris Napolitano, senior right-hander, got the nod in Game 2, his first start of the season. Napolitano retired the first 17 Pioneers he faced before allowing a hit with 2 gone in the 7th. In 7 innings of work, Napolitano gave up 3 hits, fanned 6, and did not allow a walk. Sean Keenan followed with the scoreless 8th, and Thomas pitched the scoreless 9th for his second save of the season. Both relievers needed just 11 pitches to get through their innings. The Red Foxes did not commit an error in either game and improved their record to 3-10.
The women's water polo team continued their impressive start to Metro Atlantic Conference play, winning both games in a doubleheader on Sunday in front of their home fans. The Red Foxes took down Villanova in Game 1 10-3. Senior Jessica Hamby and sophomore Amanda Amorosa led the way with 3 goals each. Captains Hannah Levine and Annalena Hathaway, with the help of Jocelyn McQuaid and Diana Cabarello, each scored once to finish out the scoring. Junior goalie Skylar Henry made 9 saves. Freshman Jessica Hermarillo stopped 1 shot in garbage time. In Game 2, Marist coasted past Siena 17-3. 8 different Marist Red Foxes scored, as Marist scored early and often to pull out the easy 5. Also dishing out 4 assists, Henry picked up her second win of the day, stopping 6 shots and giving up 2 goals in just 1 half of action. Hermarillo was in net for the second half and made 5 saves, with only letting up 1 shot past her. The team will return to action Saturday with conference games against Wagner and VMI.
We now head to Matuszak for a men's lacrosse update.
The Marist men's lacrosse team is entering their second half of the season after posting a 5-3 record in their first 8 games.
In the first portion of the season, the Red Foxes have endured a rigorous schedule, squaring off against 3 teams that are ranked or who have received votes in the NCAA Top 20. Senior Ben Willett discussed his thoughts on the team's performance thus far.
Definitely some games, some 1-goal games that we wish we could have had back, but so far so good. We're 2-0 in the MAC, and that's really what's most important. So it's 8 games in. I like where we are so far.
In the Red Foxes' most recent contest, Marist took on number 13 Brown and nearly pulled off a stunning come-from-behind victory before falling 16-15 in overtime. Despite the loss, Willett came away with a positive outlook.
Our last game at Brown, although we lost by 1, we showed a lot of resilience and fight, and came back we were down 10 goals, and we came back and lost in overtime. So the perseverance and the amount of fight that our team showed was really fun, really good to see, and the comeback was a lot of fun as well.
Despite the team's early success, senior Drew Naismith sees room for improvement down the home stretch of the season.
I think it comes down to just playing a full game. That's something we've struggled with in the past, just playing 3/4 of it. And just, letting one quarter up, like our previous game, we had one quarter where we gave up 7 goals, and it was a 1-goal game at the end, so that really hurt us.
The Red Foxes only have 6 games remaining on the season, including a matchup with conference rival Siena, the team that beat Marist in last year's MAC championship final. Naismith is looking forward to redeeming the loss in the season finale.
A lot. We're really excited for that game. It's our senior night, last game of the season. We're going to have a lot of fans out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Marist will return to action on Saturday, March 28th, as they travel to face MAC opponent Quinnipiac. I'm Will Matuszak for LTCC Sports.
So, that's promising right there, looking at the 2015 season for the Marist Lacrosse Red Foxes. And as we dug deeper into the Marist Lacrosse team, we found out that it was a lot of the unsung heroes that kind of were the glue to this team. Guys like senior defenseman Nick Struble, they call him the sideline captain, the commissioner, Roger Strubel. He's the guy on the sideline that they look to get hyped up. They have guys like Mike Colella, the hype man, the snowman they call him. Those are the type of guys that I think are going to make this team go down the stretch. Those are the guys that you need on a team, on a championship team, the guys that aren't getting the glory. So it's good to see.
Definitely not. It's got to come from the sideline. They're the heart and soul of the team. Getting hype after goals. After big stops. It's awesome to see Brian Corrigan. Getting in people's ears on the sideline. It's great to see that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
After the break, I'll be talking about the start of Marist spring football practice. Stick around.
Caitlin had it ready to go and they went.
Wait, so we're not talking at all this break?
It's okay. All good.
And next break, we're only talking about football.
I think this is an easy break block for you guys because it's just Pat talking on camera 3, Mike's package, and then Mike, you're doing camera 1, and then that's it.
I'm on camera 3 with welcome back.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right.
So then we're just gonna go out. Are we just how do you want us to wrap? You want us to wrap it up after Tyler Adams?
Wait, where are you, Mike?
Where's the we don't have an.
We're in D block. We're in D block. We're in D. Look, end of C, right here.
Yeah. All right.
Here.
So after Tyler Adams, we're gonna just go to the out.
No, it's another block after. This one's a short block.
Wait, you're saying with the E?
20 seconds here, coming back.
All right.
Yeah, we're talking about D block.
We'll figure it out after this block.
Pat's gonna go package, then Mike's gonna come here after that.
Okay. I'm on 3.
Yeah, just camera 3. So. Yep.
Welcome back. It's finally springtime, and that means one thing: spring football. Now let's send it over to Mike with an update on the team.
Despite the cold weather, the Marist football team started their spring practice on Tuesday, March 24th, in preparation for their annual Red vs. White game, which will take place on April 10th. Marist players recognize the importance of practicing in the off-season in order to stay in shape and in a football mindset.
What's really important because there's a big gap in between your actual when the season starts and when it ends. So there's like a 9-month period where you're not in season, and it's important to get in pads and do it again, like in the middle, just to stay with it.
Spring practices are the perfect time for young players to step up and show what they are worth, and possibly earn themselves some playing time, or maybe even a starting role.
This is the most critical point for them. Starters and people who are already established their role, kind of get a sense for who's going to compete with them for the summer, and they need to solidify their spots as well.
Veteran players understand the importance of this concept all too well.
My freshman year, I didn't play at all. But then when the springtime came, I was probably one of the last on the depth chart, and I thought that since I had a good spring, I moved way up in the depth chart and I ended up starting that first game in the fall.
Each year, Marist holds a spring football game in which teammates compete against each other, half on the red team, half on the white team.
Kind of gives us the feel for a real game. The practice is very upbeat, but nothing like a game atmosphere and environment.
The team season will kick off on September 19th. For LTCC Sports, I'm Mike Scacco.
We're going to take our final break, but when we come back, we'll be talking local sports. Stay with us.
Ball and lacrosse. So.
And then no NCAA. And no NCAA.
So it's just gonna go straight to
How bad was that fuck up?
And I'm.
It's gotta be 12. What? Just why didn't we both kind of fuck up?
You just did?
No.
I did earlier.
So I'm just doing the local stuff, guys.
Yeah. And then we're gonna go right to the out.
That's all we have for this week. I'm Pat Eaker. No, Mike.
So it's gonna end on what were you doing at 16? It'll end in a little jovial way.
What are you doing at 16?
You don't want to know.
Good thing we don't have time for that.
Yeah. Good. So instead of, I'm hoping for it to be good thing we don't have time for that. That's all we have for you this week. I'm Pat Eaker. All right.
Yeah. What did we used to say? What was the end of our thing?
Keep it real.
Keep it real. Keep it real, KFC. Yeah. You gonna throw that in there?
Welcome back.
Yep. So Mike's coming in. I'm on camera 3. All right.
And we're coming in on 3?
No, you're. Is that his camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike. They said yeah.
Welcome back. Now we'll go to local high school sports. In the New York State Class A Regional Final for boys basketball, the Saugerties Sawyers fell to the Spring Valley Tigers 65-62 in a thriller against one of the best teams in the state, Spring Valley. The Sawyers had the game tied at 62 with 14 to go after Peyton Gibbs was fouled on a turnaround three-pointer, which he converted into a 4-point play. However, the excitement for the Saugerties Sawyers was short-lived as, on the ensuing play, Spring Valley's Ricky McGill drained a three-pointer to ultimately send the Tigers to the state Final Four, leaving the Sawyers heartbroken. McGill finished the game with 21 for Spring Valley, while Saugerties senior Darnell Edge kept the Sawyers in the contest with a game-high 22.
Turning our attention to girls lacrosse, our Lady Lords opened up their season with a 17-0 triumph over Beacon. First-year Lords coach Mike Galinich starts off his tenure very pleased with what he sees from both offense and defense. Lords junior Catherine Gallery scored 5 goals, with her 5th being her 100th career goal. Also contributing were Megan Riccardi scoring 3 goals and Danielle Keenan, who scored 2 goals and added 2 assists. Goalie Gabby Burr finished with 5 saves. The 1-0 Lady Warriors will host North Salem.
Local teen Tyler Adams from Wappinger Falls, a sophomore at Roy C. Ketchum High School, is going into professional soccer. The 16-year-old Adams signed a contract with the New York Red Bulls, too, a United Soccer League team owned by the New York Red Bulls of Major League Soccer. Adams, who started playing in rec leagues in Poughkeepsie, realizes his dream of becoming a pro soccer player and an experience which he calls just surreal. What were you doing at 16, Pat?
Good thing we don't have time for that. That's all we got for you today. I'm Pat Eaker.
And I'm Mike Collins. Tune in next week for another episode of LTC Sports. Good job, man. Way to be.